what's up, guys? My name is Nathan Seiler, and I was a 10-year 4-H'er at the Vanderburgh County Fair, and I am currently a sophomore studying business at Indiana University in Bloomington, and I'm here with Edith, and she is a Old English Wheaten hen, and she's a pretty little thing, you know? And how about you, Jordan?
I'm Jordan Seiler. I'm a junior at Modern Day, and this is going to be my 9th year of 4-H. And I'm here with Edgar, who is a rooster, Wheaten Bantam, Old English.
Alrighty, guys.
Thanks.
So what we're here to talk to you today about is poultry, and in particular, we're going to talk to you about chickens. So to get us started, I'd like to break the ice a little bit with a little joke. Are you okay with that, Jordan?
Oh no.
Don't worry, this one never gets old. All right. Why did the chicken cross the playground?
I don't know.
To get to the other slide. Get it? Alrighty, guys, let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to talk to you today about chickens a little bit. And so, a primary question that a lot of people have is, why do people raise chickens? What is the purpose of raising chickens? And that's a great question, honestly, and there's actually several different answers to that question. So the first primary reason why people raise chickens in the first place is for meat production. So every time you go to the grocery store or a restaurant, or whenever you're eating your McNuggets at McDonald's, you know, that chicken meat has to come from somewhere. And there are several different poultry farms across the nation, across the world, that, you know, that raise chickens for that purpose. And there's a particular breed called the Cornish Cross that is pictured here that actually has the meat producing capacities that a lot of other chickens don't have. Now, on this other side, we have egg production. Now, this is another primary reason why people raise chickens, whether on a large scale or just a small, you know, farm that people, you know, have a backyard flock. A lot of people want some eggs, you know, to eat with their sausage and their bacon in the morning, you know? And so that's another great way that people raise chickens for eating purposes, but not necessarily the meat, but for their eggs. And now another primary reason why people raise chickens is for show, for poultry shows in particular, such as the Bantam breeds that we have here. Now, a lot of these, you know, birds that are not really good for meat. I mean, you're not going to eat much from this, and you know, Edith is not really good at laying too many eggs. So it's a great way for people to come together, like I said, at fairs or at poultry shows, to really show off how hard you've worked on maintaining your birds, and they really do make great pets. So like I said, the primary purposes of raising birds, or raising chickens in particular, are for meat production, for egg production, and as pets and for shows. So Jordan, would you like to talk a little bit more about eggs?
Yeah, sure. So, why do chickens lay eggs? Well, not only can you eat eggs, but that's where little baby chickens come from. So it takes 21 days for a chicken egg to hatch. However, that does fluctuate on what type of poultry you have. So, like turkeys take 28 days and geese take 30 and so on. They have different gestation periods, but chickens will take 21 days.
That's awesome. And so if I wanted to go to the grocery store and I pulled some eggs off the shelf, can I hatch those eggs, Jordan?
You cannot, because typically eggs that you get from a store are not fertilized by a rooster, so
yeah, that's
sorry.
interesting. And one thing I also wanted to add to that was incubation. Whenever you talk about hatching a chicken egg, that's typically that all that means is you're adding a little heat over an extended period of time to let the baby chicken in that egg grow. So that's all we're talking about.
And sometimes mothers will, or hens will sit on their eggs and produce the heat through that, and they'll also hatch.
Yeah, absolutely. So one other question that a lot of people have is, how do you take care of chickens, you know? And we've had chickens ever since we were really little, so we're very used to this process. But typically, all you really need to, you know, really take care of chickens well is some food, some water, some light. You need to make sure that your chickens aren't cooped up in a dark place for very long. They need that sunlight as much as possible, some fresh air, and you know they need their pens cleaned every once in a while, because you know chickens, they do release fecal matter. and so they'll need that removed so that the pneumonia and everything doesn't get too big and too powerful for them. Jordan, you want to talk about varieties for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, not only are there different types of chicken breeds, but there's also different colors of chicken. So, as you can see, these are all one breed. It's called an Orkington. But there's like lavenders and blues and chocolates, but they're all the same breed.
I think the Jubilee is really pretty.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
And I want to say, Jordan, don't we have... Well, here's a couple pictures of just some... So there's a Silky down here. There's a Frizzle Polish top hat. There's a Spitzhauben. And there's another Polish top hat over here. So literally chickens come in all shapes and sizes, all colors. And so it's a really fun time to actually raise chickens. And like I said, sometimes they just have some really great personalities as well.
Now let's go ahead and talk about the differences between hens and roosters.
Absolutely, Jordan.
So these are also the same breed. So typically they'll have about the same characteristics, but for a rooster, normally he'll have a bigger comb than this, but this breed doesn't.
And that's the comb right there, that red fleshy part on top of the head, and the wattles are down here, underneath.
But also, normally a rooster will be more colorful than the hen, as we can see
You can see her color is a little bit more dull.
And roosters also have different feathers. So they have hackle, saddle, and sickle feathers, which are these really long, beautiful feathers. And hens just don't have that.
You can tell hers are a lot different.
Roosters are the only ones that crow, and hens are the only ones that lay eggs.
That's a very good point, Jordan. And you can actually, a hen can be without a rooster and still lay eggs. So that's a very interesting fact. So we just wanted to run over a few interesting fun facts about Indiana and poultry production with you guys. So Indiana is actually third in egg production in the nation, the third state. We're number 1 in duck production, and we're number 4 in turkey production. So there's a lot of poultry production that goes on in Indiana, which is really cool. In 2014, we produced 7.7 billion eggs, which is actually incredible. And there are actually 25 billion chickens on this planet. So in some way or another, you're probably going to run into chickens at some point in your life. And so I hope that with our presentation today, that maybe it was a little educational for you. Maybe you took something from it, and hopefully we'll see you at the 2020 fair, and we'll see you there. Have a good one.